Today is Saturday, so let's talk about schematic diagram. Without schematic diagram, it's very hard to work on the motherboard. You know, Schematic diagram tells us how the motherboard works. You understand? It gives us the knowledge to understand how things may work. So let's talk about schematic today. You know, it is very necessary that you understand schematic diagram in any motherboard. When you understand schematic diagram and understand how they build, as each company build its motherboard, then it will be easy for you to troubleshoot and be able to repair it. So, first of all, in this class today, we're going to talk about the schematic diagram, but we're just going to talk about the power section, just the power section. Yes, we're going to talk about the 19 volts schematic diagram. This is the charging port, and in some laptop they have three pins coming out of the charging port, but we're going to discuss two today, just two pins. Here is the ground, which is the negative, and the other one, which is the source, which is positive. Understand? So let's discuss about this motherboard. Let's use this motherboard to draw this our schematic. Yeah, yes. Let's use this motherboard. As you can see, we have uh, this point of pin. This indicates that the continuity line, the power ray, come back to this other side and ends of this PD diode, PD1, PD2. We must understand this symbol, this diagram symbols for we to understand. And this is the first MOSFET. So let's take it so I understand. Yeah. First MOSFET, which is China N, which is China N MOSFET. Yeah. Yeah. So we are here now, China N MOSFET. Ground. Sorry to say ground. Is a gate. Ground. Then the second MOSFET is also China N MOSFET. So if you understand how it works, now as you can see this power red line, those are the power red line, is a continuity line on how the power is being passed on, which is the other MOSFET, second MOSFET. All these lines are 19 volts. China N MOSFET. You have to understand how all these things works. There is the second MOSFET, which the 19 volts come into when it comes from your charger. First come to the PD diode, PD1, PD2, then from there to your first MOSFET to the second MOSFET. Then from the second MOSFET to current resistor. This is a resistor with very low value. Current resistor. Yeah. After this resistor, from there it goes to the entire board. Immediately your power comes into this resistor and passes resistor. That means the 19 volts is present all over the board. 19 volts is present all over the board. So based on ground, 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 source, from which the voltage is passing through into the board. From here, from the low current resistor, it passed through into the entire board. From the low current resistor, the voltage now share into 3.3 volts, which is a switch, and 5 volts, which is speaker USB. Then short of volts is this. Okay, let's see the small 3.3, which is always present at the management ships, which is the PM. 1.1 volts, which is VGA, but though depends on the manufacturer. Some manufacturer give VGA 3.3 volts. Some manufacturer give VGA 2.2 volts. I've seen a laptop like that. This 19 volts power 19 volts. 19 volts comes to here 19 volts. Over this low current resistor 19 volts, and the not share the 19 volts to this um, switch, which is 19 volts. Also 19 volts is present here in this 3.3, but we're going to talk about this in another class. How 19 volts now convert into 3.3, how 19 volts now convert into 5 volts, so on and so forth. So we're going to talk about this in our next class. So sorry, that's how it takes on the motherboard. You know, this DVD, USB, and etc. So this 3.3 small 3.3 are always present on the motherboard, and some company also use the RAM slots. The voltage here in the RAM slot is 3.3, but it's always present in the startup chips, always present in the laptop. Yeah, it's 3.3. It's visual. So in this very class, I'm going to talk about this and this motherboard. Please like my video and subscribe it for more videos. That is the charger port. This is Samsung motherboard. So this is a schematic of the board. I just draw this board schematic. If you follow up with this schematic I just draw down now, I believe we can be able to solve the power problem. Current voltage control is charge port, and come to this other side, which is the P1, the P1, the P1 and P2, which is a power diode. This power diode also stand as fuse. They are more protective components in case of excess volts, But though they normally short. When they shut down the laptop. So current from voltage from the charge port comes first, gets to the P1 and P2 before passing it to the switch, which is the MOSFET. MOSFET pass to the switch to the MOSFET. From this P1 and P2, in that pass, you can see the power rail now move down all the way to this So that is how it is. From the P1 to P2 to the first MOSFET to the second MOSFET, first MOSFET, then second MOSFET, then to the current resistor, then it now gets to the entire board. Current now pass to the entire board. Uh, Different switch now convert their own volts, but we'll come to that in another class. That is a processor. So I say that is a processor. That is a VGA. So we'll talk about this in our next class. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Hope to see you.